everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bites. Welcome to a very special Saturday night live stream with our good friend Brandon.
Hey,
you normally see him in the chat. He's one of our incredible moderators here. But tonight, he is joining me for a Maker's Mark flight. I'm excited because I feel like I've been neglecting Maker's Mark on the channel for a while. You watch. I haven't done Maker's Mark in a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute,
So we have a collection of 4 different special releases from the past couple years. So 2 of them are from 2023, 2 are from 2024. So I'm excited to finally do them and taste them side by side. We're starting with just regular Maker's Mark though, which is funny. Neither of us have really had neat in a long time. You said, this is kind of your go-to mixer.
Yeah, I'm a huge Makers and Coke guy, so that's pretty much what's for.
Yeah, see, even me, the only Makers I had around here was the cast strength, but I don't drink it that often.
Darn, Makers cast strength.
That's true. But yeah, Maker's Mark is like one of the ones that and I said this on the channel so many times. I like all of their products except their regular release, but let's get into it. Let's see how the original is. Again, if y'all are new to the channel, first of all, hello, I'm Clifton. This is Brandon.
Hello.
If you're new to Maker's Mark, they are a wheated bourbon. So they are, instead of the regular rye that's used in a bourbon mash bill, they use a wheat. But yeah, there's probably other channels and videos that you can explain that a little bit more to you. Yeah. But that's kind of why it's different to me. I'm so used to the rye bourbons. And but yeah, let's go ahead and start with this one. Yeah. Thank you for coming over, Brandon.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Cheers, everyone in chat.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes,
appreciate it.
Thank you for hopping on Saturday. It's been a while since we've done a Saturday stream. So those of you that are tuning in live or watching the replay, feel free to say hello in the chat or in the comments. Sean, I know Sean is here, and Tony. Doug is here from Taste and Sensibility, 4 Leaf Whiskey, and other 2 amazing YouTube channels. Go subscribe to both of those. Don Nishida is here. Don's apparently sending me a flight soon. I'm very excited. So thank you, Don. Aloha from Hawaii, or to Hawaii. It's probably still daylight there. It's just got dark here, so. Yeah. What's up? You've seen Brandon in the chat.
Tony?
Yeah.
Tony?
Have you not
Stacy? Hello? Hello? I do exist.
Yes, he does exist.
I am real.
Yes. Don said the original Makers was one of the first whiskeys that brought me into this world. Oh, very cool.
Me too, Don.
I interpret that as brought me into this world as in your parents it brought you literally into the world, your parents conceived with some Makers. I assume you meant more into whiskey. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then Stacy says, I don't like Makers. I've really tried. Original is like cherry NyQuil to me.
Interesting.
Okay, and that's how I kind of have felt in the past about standard Maker's Mark. But every time I've tried, even their cast strength releasing the private selects, they all are so much better to me. But I'm going to retry this. I'm going to give it another try.
Honestly, this is actually a little bit better than I remember.
Is it really? Okay.
I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I don't get the cherry NyQuil, but I guess maybe the sliced bit of cherry, but it's not NyQuil, but it's not bad.
Yeah, honestly. We've been drinking, just while we were hanging out earlier, we're drinking some New Riff. So we've been drinking rye bourbons. Yeah. And some rye whiskeys too.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, surprisingly, it's got a pretty decent mouthfeel for only being a 90 proofer and being fairly young.
Yeah.
It's very one note though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with what I've always said. Just the standards Maker's Mark does not do it for me. I like trying it every now and then, but it's missing something flavor wise. It's very one note. It's mellow, which is some people really prefer, especially if you're mixing it with Coke or something.
Yep, it's a little sweet, little almost like wheat, almost like young whiskey, but with a wheat background.
Yeah, there's no age statement by the way on these, which is kind of fun fact about some of the ones we're doing later. So. Yeah, I've never been a fan of it, but that doesn't mean that Maker's Mark doesn't make good whiskey, because we're about to try some 4 special releases, only one of which I've had before. So I'm very, very excited.
That's exciting.
In the chat. So let me know. I see Tyler's here as well. What's up, Tyler? Good to see you. The Maker's 101 is my favorite of the core line. Proof is perfect. That's a good point. The 101.
Crap. Sorry, I should have brought
it's fine. It's fine. The 101, I do like it more than the regular Makers. It's still kind of in that weird,
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta have a cast strength release.
Yeah.
Stacey said it's an Irish whiskey thing. Donald Rance gets cough syrup as well. Interesting. Okay.
Because again, I don't drink any Irish, if at all. So.
Doug says this made me pull out my Maker's Mark RC6 and the license plate release. But yeah, the crazy names.
Oh yeah. We were literally just talking about.
Yeah, we were talking
about
RC6. That was the first one I bought, and I don't think any of these have beat it yet. But we'll find out. We have some. You saw the thumbnail. We have the BEP release. We have 2 of the Cellar aged. We have the Heart release. That's it. We have a cast strength and private select if we get there, but
yeah, we'll see how the night goes.
Yeah. Michael J says Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's too. Yes. For those of you that missed my stream on Thursday, I did a what did I do? Oh, my bottles that I bought when I was in South Carolina.
You're hunting.
So, yeah. So I did that, but I have some fun new streams planned in the next few weeks This week, most likely, I'll be doing a Booker's 2024 stream of all the Bookers. You and I kind of feel the same way about Bookers.
Yeah.
We were buying them all the time. Price went up, quality went.
Yeah.
So I bought all. I took a risk. I bought all the 2024 batches mainly because of the Jimmy's batch, the special release, or not special release, but the
name.
Yeah, and then there's the Master Distiller series that came out before that. So I'm like, okay, I got to give it one more try. Let's give 2024 a try. So that'll be this coming Thursday. So if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. We'll do that. But I also have a few other ideas soon. So
well, I'm excited for that.
Yes, I know. I would have honestly. I didn't.
Fine.
I didn't have time to go pick it up today. They're waiting for me at the store.
Yeah.
I just got the text. That's when I texted you.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, oh, they're here, but if you want to do something else,
No, it's good, dude. It's good.
So maybe next.
As long
time.
as you don't kill those bottles before I see you again.
Oh, no, I've had one of them forever. Like, yeah,
You and me both. I think I have one from 2017 that I still that's like half gone. So
yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Steven's here. What's up,
Welcome,
Steven?
man? It's been a hot minute. We were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we were talking like our old like hangouts where like the core group of like our Ian, Brian, Tammy,
the
Perry,
OG.
Like, yeah. So good to see you, Steven. Hope to see you on more streams soon. Maybe a hangout soon. So, all right. So let's get into this. Let's start with the 2023 events. By the way, if y'all are drinking in the chat, let us know what you're drinking because. If you happen to have a Maker's Mark, we'd love to drink along. I saw that Doug is drinking the RC6.
RC6, yeah.
So I was looking up. So BEP, they actually had two releases. They actually had a 2023 and a 2024 release. This is the 2023, I believe.
Correct.
So let me see if I can pull up the exact info on that one. This one's the 2024. I'm trying to find.
Release.
Oh, you're right. Their link was wrong. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't actually have a.
I was like, they should only had one.
Sorry. Yeah. It's the wood finishing series. Distillery aged.
Yeah, because there was two. I used to know them all. It's been a hot minute since we talked about them.
Yeah.
There was the FAE 01 and 02, and then there was also another one that was 1 and 2.
That's weird because I clicked this BEP and
that's
then it takes
weird
you,
that it takes you to the makers.
Yeah. So that's why I'm very confused. Okay, hold on. Wood finishing series BEP. Let's see.
Wait, nope.
It's still
that's crazy.
Maker's Mark. Get on your website. Your links are broken.
Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so the Maker's Mark. So 2022 was the one that had two releases. It was the BRT 1 and 2.
Right.
Then you had the BEP in 23,
which is barrel entry proof.
Correct. And then I don't know. I think it was. I don't know if it was 21. Someone correct me in the chat. But the other ones that did 1 and 2 was FAE 01
that's
and 02.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was 2021. I think
maybe 2022.
Correct me, because then 2019 should have been the RC6, and then 2020 was the SE4 PR5.
Gotcha.
So I'm pretty sure 2021 was FAE 01 and 2.
Yeah, there's MBRT 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prescription Bourbon's here. Hello, Prescription Bourbon. Good to see you.
What's going on, guys? Thank you.
So I was hoping to find something on the official Maker's Mark site for this one, but they've taken it down.
Of course.
So, but we do have some info here on it. This is the BEP, which is the barrel entry proof release of the Maker's Mark wood finishing series. Let's see. What do they say about this? Great question. I mean, it's your bottle.
Yeah.
So let's see what they say. A better name for this release may as well be Maker's Mark Toasted Stave Limited Release, is what this article happens to say. It says, what stands out as different from the previous releases is that the 10 staves that were used were simply toasted American oak. Not French oak like the Maker's 46, which we're all familiar with, but it's just toasted American oak. They're saying, but what's interesting is like with it being called Barrel Entry Proof series, their barrel entry proof is 110. It's never changed for over 70 years, so it's not anything new. So I think is the proof on this one.
This one, the proof on the BEP is 109.6.
Gotcha. So what makes me wonder is like, why is this called barrel entry proof? Because it's the first wood finishing series that doesn't focus on wood staves. Instead, it draws attention to the barrel entry proof.
Yeah.
This article is saying the thing is there is 110. It's never changed. So
so remember we talked about.
Okay.
A lot of people don't talk about alcohol when it's aging in the barrel. So if I remember correctly, the lower the humidity, the higher the alcohol goes up. The higher the humidity, the alcohol goes down. If anyone in the chat can correct me, let me know, because there's a craft distillery, obviously of Refined up in Paso. They have really low humidity, and they did a 9-year rye that started at 125 and ended at like 142 when it came out.
Wow.
So that's usually how I remember it. But again, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But
yeah, so Tony brings up a great point. They did the DNA series where they did change the barrel entry proof, and that was kind of like an experimental series that
Yes.
they did. I didn't have a chance to try any of those.
I've tried a couple, but I think they were like $90 or $100 a bottle.
Oof,
They were pretty
yeah.
pricey, honestly. I think
Yeah,
because I was the same way. I wanted to collect them all, but then I don't think any of them were released in California. So
yeah, never saw them. So
mm-mm.
I don't really know exactly what, other than the toasted
notes
toasted
they
American
give us.
staves. Yeah, there's tasting notes, the 10 virgin toasted American staves. They don't really say. They just say it showcases the influences of our unique barrel entry proof. We go in at the lower proof to achieve the one-of-a-kind taste profile that we established in 1953. Anything less or more wouldn't truly be our taste, wouldn't be or taste like Maker's Mark that you know. So basically, it's supposed to be the flavor profile that they find specifically from that barrel entry proof.
Yep.
So you poured this one, right?
Yeah, so the barrel entry proof was on your left.
I was like, wow, there's whiskey in my glass.
Yeah, the barrel entry proof was on the left. I figured
Okay.
it'd be a fun comparison. And then the one on the right is the 2023 Cellar aged for those in the chat.
Nice.
Which this is a blend of 13% aged 11 years and 87 aged at 12 years. And this one is actually 115.7 proof.
Nice. So we have that, and then we have a 2024 Cellar age. So we're going to do that comparison next.
Yes.
But it's kind of fun to see, what their standard age product is going to be, and then what adding more age does.
Yeah, which, again, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was half and half. So I think it spent, if it was 13, I think it spent like 6 years in the regular rick house.
Gotcha.
And they put it into the cellar aged
Okay.
or the cellar aged, which is the one that's in the side of the mountain.
Right. So I'll pull that up once we get ready to move to that one, because
Yeah.
again, they dedicate a whole website to these releases, but then apparently they take it down as soon as it
It
it's
moves on to the
outdated.
next release.
So I'm like, okay, well that sucks. I wish I still had that old info. So we got info pulled up, but let's start with the BEP.
Either way, yeah, the BEP.
Like you said, it's 109.6 proof, very close to their barrel entry proof.
Yes.
Which I'm sure was intentional.
Yeah. That was like definitely a lot more on the nose.
Oh,
Definitely
so much different. Like the regular Maker's Mark.
It's so thin and like just like I said, one noted like cherry and wheat, and that's about it.
Yeah. This one, I mean, there's cherry, but it's
almost like chocolate, like a chocolate covered
chocolate
cherry kind of thing. Like,
yeah. There's way more depth and character
Yes.
to the flavor there.
Yes. Almost like toasted oak.
Yeah. Which I mean, they did say like it's this article said it was like related, like they call it like the poor man's toasted whiskey, which.
Yeah.
Maker's Mark has always had their unique way of doing their toasted staves. I don't think it's like any different. There's people that have their theories, like whether we chop up the stave or we put it down in the barrel or we put it in like with a stainless steel cylinder and then put the staves in. There's so many different ways to do it. It all results in something we can call a toasted whiskey. So I love the nose on this though.
Yeah, definitely not that much proof on it.
Yeah.
Smells rich.
Yeah.
Inviting.
Price wise on this one, by the way, I pulled up the price on the Maker's.
I know when they first were coming out, I thought they were like the 60 to 65, like in 2018, 20, like the earlier ones.
Yes, yeah. So
right in that range.
It looks like they're right around 80 to 90 now. I know private stocks have gone up in price as well.
Yeah.
So around 8, we'll just say 80 for now.
Yeah. Which to be fair, surprisingly, I know this is still available in my area.
Really?
Actually,
Interesting.
surprisingly,
Okay.
yeah, it's still available in the store. So
Awesome. Let's give it a try.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thanks you guys for
thanks,
watching.
guys. Appreciate it. All 13 of you. That's pretty great.
Ooh, it's kind of savory, like, but not in a bad way. Like it's like not sweet. It's surprisingly not sweet.
No, but I definitely get that cherry note that that I got on the first one, but this is kicked up a notch.
Like I'm getting like we said chocolate covered cherries earlier. It's like to me it's almost like graham crackers now added. Like
With the
maybe
toast.
yeah, like that's what the toast is doing to me. It's not even necessarily like a sweet like a cinnamon graham. It's more of just like the cracker itself.
Yeah. But it's inviting. I want to go back to a sip.
Yeah. I mean, this proves my point. Like, I just had a sip of the regular. I'm like, it's fine. This I could sip on. I want to think on this one and kind of sit with it because those toasted staves influence it in such a way that's not as, I don't want to say not as obvious, but like sometimes when you have a toasted whiskey, it's very clear, like, oh, this is the toasted note added. This to me, it's not as apparent. What
No,
about you?
it almost drinks like a finished whiskey more than a toasted. Almost like a double barrel, not.
Gotcha.
I mean,
okay. I mean, it's kind of it's
I was
kind
gonna
of
say-
like that weird like.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, technically, it's not a double barrel, but
Yeah.
it had toasted staves to it, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, but
Yeah, it doesn't have the traditional toasted element that I get on just like when you see a toasted rye or a toasted bourbon.
yeah,
Very different, but it's enjoyable. It's I would say it's richer
Oh, no,
just in
100%.
general. Like it has like to me it's coming across as savory to me, but it's just like more of a richness to it. Obviously, it's higher proof, right? But it's not just that. It's like there's more character, more just is a more dynamic flavor, I think.
Yeah, and I think the proof definitely helps because, like we were saying earlier in the chat, is that even 101 people like that more than regular makers.
Right.
And as far as I know, it's exactly the same as regular makers, just 101 proof, 790. So
they realize that people like the higher proof stuff, and like it's interesting because their higher proof isn't that high, which is because of the barrel entry proof. It's like everything kind of hovers around. I think the highest one I've seen is like 116, 117 at the most.
Yep.
Until
we get later in chat, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know, the Cellar 2024 is 119.
119. Oh, interesting. Okay, that would have been the highest one I've ever had.
Exactly. I said the same thing because when I bought it, I was like, oh crap, I didn't realize it was.
Really high.
I thought it was gonna be about 115. It was 119. I'm like, okay, like, all right.
I just expect like with the cast strengths that I buy, they're usually around 115. So I'm excited for that. Yeah. Steven said I need to buy more makers. Drinking the first Green River single barrel pick that I've seen in upstate New York.
Very cool. Very cool. I've heard very good things about Green River. I haven't had a single barrel bourbon.
I don't think I've either. Yeah. Sean said I love makers, but not for 150 to 200. Which
we'll get into that one. Yeah. Once we start drinking out, we'll get into that definitely.
Doug says the originators of the wood finish series, Denny Potter and Jane Bowie, left in 2022, and the distillery did not know how to continue or pause this treatment. They still don't. Oh, that's a hot take. I do know that's true. They did leave. They actually started their own brand. Now, I don't know what they're up to. I know they're still working on.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, what's their brand? That'd be interesting.
Because I know Todd Todd Cooper. We all know Todd Cooper.
Yeah.
He during the New Orleans Bourbon Festival, he went to a panel that was hosted. Oh, Doug, maybe you did too. Doug was there as well.
Okay.
And they didn't have a tasting yet of their products. They actually had just Maker's Mark to kind of taste. Yeah. But I think they're working on some cool stuff. So I'm not going to say that I think that it's gone downhill since that's an opinion. You're allowed to have it. But we'll see. We'll see at the end of the stream. We'll see what I thought.
To be fair, we'll see because I know there was a lot of rumors that they weren't even sure if they're going to continue the wood finishing series after this style. And then guess what? In 2024,
they did.
They started over, which again we'll get into. That in a minute.
Yeah, they changed.
They changed the bottle. They changed everything. Guess what? We know that for 2024 there's going to be 5 releases. Sorry, spoiler alert. It says that on the side of the bottle.
Okay.
So which that's left up for debate. If you think that these first releases they did once a year. Until those 2 ones are better than these ones from 2024. Okay. The same. Again, that's left up to, each their own.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll find out tonight. We'll see.
Definitely.
Tony says the Maker's Bucket's coming. Does Maker's have a vodka? No, they do not.
No, the only thing they have released, I don't know if they still do, is they did release their White Dog. They have a bottle of their White Dog.
I know they had it. Oh, did they sell it?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Because actually, that was the first time I ever went to Kentucky. I actually dipped my own bottle of White Dog.
Oh, that's fun. So I've tasted their White Dog because they brought it to like when you go to like sometimes they'll do a local tasting. Actually, I think it was with Jane Bowie. They had a tasting in LA years and years ago, pre-COVID. And we tried their White Dog, and it was really interesting. It was super. The only other one I'd had is the Buffalo Trace White Dog that was the we did mash bill. But it was so fun to try like the White Dog, and then they did like here's a 6-month version and 9-month version. Like they showed us like
we did something very similar. When I go to Makers, I paid for their it's the most expensive tour they offer. I think it's like $55 or $60 a person. But the same thing when you go for the tasting at the end, it's literally regular Makers. It's underaged and it's overaged to kind of so you can tell the difference between the two. I'm like, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool, and it's super unique. Makers in general is unique because one, we'll get to some of that. They don't usually have age-dated products. That's not their thing. Most of their bourbon is right around the same age. What is it, like 6 to 9?
Something like that. And remember, they're also the only distillery that rotates their barrels.
They rotate them, so they take them to the upper levels of the brick house, lower levels. Like it kind of cycles through. Very different than any other Kentucky distillery, and that's the kind of their unique thing. They want every bottle of Makers to taste like Makers, and that's kind of their thing. This is for us crazy people that want to try different stuff, and I like that. I like that. That's someone that doesn't like regular Makers. I'm very excited to see this.
Well, I think it's a perfect segue into the Cellar Age. What do you think? Okay, so 2023 Cellar Age.
Let me see. You had the info right there on the bottle. This is the info for the 2024. Let me just have it. It's right here. This is the 23 right here.
23. Yeah.
So what's your proof?
So it's 115.7.
115.7.
Correct.
So
and by the way, FYI, I love this new bottle design. I don't know about you guys in the chat.
It's cool.
It's kind of like almost like dents in it too. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks very old timey.
Like it's hard to like you can kind of see in the chat right there like a little bit of like it's almost like it really feels like that too. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, honestly. That's cool. So this one, tell us a little bit about the Cellar Age 2023. If you need help, there's some info right here too.
Okay. Yeah. So it's the regular mash bill. Like I said, it's a special blend, aged barrels, 13% of 11 and 87 of 12. I don't know if we can find that or not. I don't remember how long the spins in the cellar aged. I thought it was 50-50. I could be wrong. Anyone in the chat knows, feel free to let me know. But I do know this is just the regular stuff that they distill, age in the regular house, and at some point move it to their cellar age and continue the aging process.
By the way, this was the oldest release they ever put out as of 2023. This was like a big step for them. They had never released an older product.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact. I mean, we're trying to skim through some notes here. Again, they took down the main website, so I don't see exactly the info they have. But
I was like, hold on, go back real quick.
Oh yeah,
higher aged.
Yeah, it doesn't say. So,
okay,
but
okay.
So
either way,
the advantage of the cellar is, like you said, it's like in a cave. It's like a cooler environment.
So it's cooler.
So it's different than a rick house.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it's in like the 60-ish degree range. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
Low. It's really cool, and it's obviously all natural air conditioning, honestly, which is awesome.
That's really cool. I've actually never had these. I think so. I had the 20. I had a sample which you left me, so I've not tried these yet. So I'm excited. Peter White's here in the chat. Cheers, guys. YouTube notifications are crap.
Cheers,
yeah,
Peter.
I know. It's always hard with
joining.
these random streams where it's like it's not scheduled. Normally Thursdays 7 p.m. Pacific, but now it's like Saturdays. Yeah. Ooh, I like that nose.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that chocolate I'm getting again? Like so much chocolate.
It's bright. Nose, like... It's really bright. Oh, going back, I have the BEP still in the glass.
Yeah.
This is darker. The BEP is like a darker note, which is weird because this is older, but.
It might be in my head, but the BEP almost smells like a young whiskey in comparison. Really? Like I almost get like that young corn note when I go back to it.
It is corn, yeah. There's more of that. There's
I'm just
more
like,
grain.
what the?
Which we would have never said that if we hadn't jumped at this one, because like that's not a note that you can pick up on, but unless you're comparing it to some really older,
exactly.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, it does say second half of its time, so that sounds good. So 50-50, you said
that's why I thought it was about that.
Yeah.
So, and again, like them, these are all blends, so they're not single barrels.
I don't think it smells like Maker's Mark.
It's kind of got
go back. Oh, just if you want to know, this is the regular, just the regular off the shelf.
It's kind of got that cherry.
That is grain. That is like
young. Honestly, it reminds me of White Dog. Honestly, White Dog with like a little bit of age too, but that's crazy. But yeah, young grain.
So I just went back. I just wanted one last little sip of that one. Yeah, it's maybe that's why Maker's Mark just in general to me maybe it does taste young. I've never really thought that before. It just feels lackluster, the standard.
I guess to be fair, with it being a standard of 90, you have to go to standards like you would have to compare it to say Jimmy White Label. But even then, that's also 4 years. But I don't get that kind of young grain note with. Yeah. So maybe the rye does help kind of cover that young grain.
Potentially, with the wheat being little more obvious.
Yeah.
I feel like Benchmark, but that's still their rye mash.
But Benchmark 100% is only aged I think 3 years or something, in which you can definitely. I remember that was one of the first ones. It's got way young whiskey in that one.
Brian Bernicky in the chat. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Brian?
He said he was a big fan of the 2023 Cellar Age. Have not had a chance to try the 2024.
Interesting. We'll stick around because I have a hot take for the 2023, 2024. Okay. So, but
he has thoughts. He told me he wouldn't spoil it for me. I'm gonna go into it blind. All right, let's try the 2023. Cheers.
Cheers in the chat. Spicy.
It's weirdly familiar, but you know what it's reminding me of, and it's gonna be like again weird. It kind of does taste like some like Weller, like some Buffalo Trace. Maybe that's because I'm used to Buffalo Trace having older, weeded bourbon. I'm getting some of those characteristics that I thought was a distinct Buffalo Trace note, but maybe it's just an older aged wheat note.
Yeah,
because I think I really enjoy this. By the way, first of all, let me say that.
Wow.
There's a note on it that reminds me of Weller 12, and you know I'm not the biggest Weller 12 fan.
What note are you talking about? Because I love Weller 12. I'm sorry. I
love
Sweet Oak, so I'm like, what are you talking about?
To me, I hate describing it as plastic because that's such an awful descriptor. But it's with the Weller 12. To me, it's a turnoff, and to me, it's like it's a note that I just can't get behind. This has a hint of that, but like to me, there's so much more wood backing it. There's so much more complexity. I like the higher proof of it. Mm-hmm. So I almost was worried. I was like, oh no, is this going to be like how I feel about Weller 12?
Okay.
But this one actually has that note, which makes me think that maybe that's just 12-year-old weeded bourbon. That's just the way it tastes.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like you said, this is a blend of 11 and 12 years.
Right.
So maybe 12 years for weeded bourbon's about that sweet spot. About 12 years.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. Now,
I like someone said in the chat earlier. I don't remember who. I'm sorry. Correct me if anyone wants to put in the chat. I agree with you 100%. For I think retail on this
that's
one,
what I was looking for.
I was like,
yeah.
I think retail when it came out, I think it was 180 or 150 to 180, right in that range.
Yeah.
I think right around there. Usually it says at the very top.
Oh no, here you go. Yeah, you're right.
What
150 was original.
Depending on where you live, I think I got mine for 180 because I'm
Okay.
California. I think it's too expensive here. I don't. It's not a bottle that I'm like, oh my god, I need another one. I'm not mad that I bought it, but it is overpriced for what it is.
Yeah.
And I do not need another one. But I'm stoked that I got it because now I get to share with people like you again that couldn't get a bottle or whatever. But I love it.
That's exactly, you know, I didn't have a chance to buy a bottle. Would I have bought a bottle for 150? Yes.
Yeah.
Would I be upset? No. Would I buy a second one? Not necessarily.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm happy with, with what I got. So
yeah, that's a fun one. And I love trying like the fact that it's different in their wood finish series because like those you're like, okay, they're finishing with these staves, like that's fun and all, but like let's get some really aged product and see how it tastes. Yeah, the more I sip it, the more I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't know. Going back to the BEP, I don't know if it's the proof that's kind of starting to come through now.
Back yet.
Because again, it's just so like there's almost like no ethanol in the BEP, like just nosing in there, like it's very dark.
Yeah, it's like a dark or not dark chocolate, but just chocolate. It's like more. We said chocolate covered cherries when we first tried this.
Yeah, whereas this has got way more. I think it is the ethanol. It's got way more ethanol coming through on the nose. The cellar aged.
Yeah, I mean, I think the BEP honestly is no comparison.
No,
I think the cellar aged drinks like a premium whiskey. You can tell there's age on it. BEP is like an experiment. It's fun.
Yep.
But like the cellar age is, I mean, it shows in the price, right? 80 versus 150 ish or more.
Yes.
So I think it's a fair price for both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Emily's here, late to the party. No worries. It's Saturday stream. It's more casual. Brian's New Year's resolution is to stay up past 9 p.m. even though I'm an old dude. Well,
you're not that old, Brian. Don't worry. Trust me, I'm getting old too, so it's all good.
Yeah, I appreciate you staying up. It does. I know you guys are like it's tough with the time zone, but like we do miss you on the hangouts. So let's okay. So now I've actually I realize
I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Okay. It's like I almost drank all of my 2023.
Yeah, and obviously if you need more, I got plenty more.
I might want a little more than 2023 because I think I
okay.
Let me just make sure this is the right glass.
Yep. 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Right,
so I got mine lined up as BEP 23, 24 because I wanted you to do that comparison and give you a splash more of the 23.
Yeah, I drank it too much. I enjoyed it too much. So
yeah.
So this is going to be fun. I don't know. I've not seen anyone else do this. I know you said there's some people that have compared the two.
I don't think they've done it on their. They have thoughts, but I don't think I've seen anyone do it on their live stream.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I could be wrong. Again, anyone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. But I do know that there is a split. Almost everyone falls either one way or the other on 23 or 24. Okay. So that's all I'm going to tell you.
I did not research this at all, so I have no idea what the not controversy, but like what makes someone like one over the other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into a completely blind first impression. I really love the 23. There was a little hint of that note. That's not my favorite note, but overall, just an excellent pour, and I would absolutely buy a bottle of it. Now, the 2024, tell us about this one. This one is a new, well, not new. It's obviously last year.
Yeah.
But here's some. Oh, you have some on the bottle too.
Yeah.
There's some info.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you can go and read yours, and I'll see if you miss anything. But go for it.
It says it's a blend of 12 and 13-year-old barrels. So last one was the 11 and 12-year-old barrels.
Yes.
So this is
12
literally
and
just
13.
One more year older, basically.
Yeah.
Does you have the percentages?
Yeah. So it's 15% of the 12-year, and it's 85% of the 13-year. So they definitely went. They lowered it just by 2% from the high to low. But either way, it's 12 and 13 now instead of 11 and 12, which I think is awesome.
Got it. Okay. So a little bit older juice in the bottle. Other than that, it's the same concept. It's like aged in the cellar.
Yep.
And they're just saying like we've never aged whiskey over 10 years ever until these releases. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just tasting notes. I think that's basically covers.
That's pretty much it as far as, and these are both 750 ml bottles, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And then the only thing is proof is 119.3, which I think is kind of cool because I've never had anything nearly that high from makers, so that's interesting.
Tammy says hit that like button. Yes, thank you so much, Tammy. And
Tammy!
yes, share.
Hello.
Tony says Bourbon Bites bingo card. Brandon says correct me if I'm wrong. That's a good way to say it. It's like yeah. I'm always like I defer the experts, which are you guys watching the stream, not me. So I'm just here. Okay, well let me just nose the 2023 one more time.
And to be fair, I've never done a side by side of both.
Really?
So.
I'm excited to see what you think.
I mean, to be fair, they're vastly different on the nose. Vastly different.
I was about to say similar. Okay, hold on. Let me do a little Little swirly swirl.
I'm going back to like the 23. It's almost like a candy note. I was going to say marshmallow, but it's not marshmallow. Like, I'm not getting marshmallow.
On the 23?
On the 23, okay. I'm going 24.
There is a more of the 2023. There's a more sweeter note on that one. Yes. Yeah. No, marshmallow's not wrong. I get marshmallow on the 23.
Yeah.
23.
I'm not going to lie. I like them for different reasons.
Okay.
Honestly, like the noses for different reasons.
I will say the nose on the 23 is... I prefer the nose on the 23.
Okay.
Just on the nose.
And obviously, we'll give him some time to breathe.
Yeah,
He's poured the 24, but still, like... But I love the legs on this, too.
Yeah, the 24... Proof, is it more?
It's 119, yeah. So it goes up...
high.
It goes from 115... It basically almost goes up 4 proof points.
Wow.
Almost 4. It's 3.7 proof.
And remember, their barrel entry proof is 110. So, like, that's all just from it aging in that barrel.
Which again, it goes to what I was saying, that it's because I'm assuming it's obviously higher humidity being inside a cave or whatever, so it's higher humidity, so you get
and also with it just being an older barrel, over time the water is gonna evaporate and the alcohol content is just gonna go up and up and up. So that's really fun.
Okay, I'm ready to drink.
All right, let's do it. Cheers, y'all.
Guys.
Very different flavor profile.
Honestly, at the end, I want to compare this to cask strength. So we were talking about that.
Okay.
It almost reminds me of Maker's cask strength,
really?
But just like thicker.
Yeah, it's very
like
rich.
Richer, like,
very rich.
But it's got that same kind of heat, kind of sweet, kind of a little bit cherry.
That is more of a traditional bourbon flavor profile. Like, I like it. It doesn't scream distinctly Makers. That makes me feel like maybe that's what, like, maybe people like look for something specific with Makers. Yeah. I'm gonna go back for the 2023 one more sip, and then I'm gonna go back to that one. That was a little spicy.
I was thinking the same thing. I like a lot of baking spices.
Yeah. I would never guess that's Maker's Mark. Ever. The 2023 maybe. I think to me it's more traditional of what I expect from their flavor.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, spoiler alert, look at my comparisons in bottles. And I opened the 2023 a hell of a lot sooner, and pretty much the 24 is almost a little bit below halfway.
Oh, really?
Like, I've been drinking the hell out of that one. Like, and obviously sharing.
Yeah, obviously,
because Clifton's got a sample of it. Which, don't forget, that's from me.
Yes,
I need to mark
I know. No, I need the
label.
Yeah, it's my label. So. That's what confused me. I was like, wait, this is my label?
Yeah.
I thought maybe before, like, I went to a meetup and I got it or something.
You're good. Yeah. But okay, so that's what a lot of people in the chat, or not in the chat, I apologize.
Just the community.
In the community, a lot of people like the 24 better than 23 because of that spice.
Okay.
Because they think the 23 is almost kind of flat. Which I could see that, but that's why I'm like...
Well, that's why I was like, what do you feel like? How do you feel?
To me, it's almost a progression of like, you had to start somewhere. So 23, you started somewhere. It's like, okay, this is what we did. My thing would be, so does that mean that the extra age is giving you the proof? Is that just the extra spice? The proof, is it the age? Like, what is giving you the difference?
Just a different blend. They just decided to do a different blend.
So I mean that supposedly these are going to be yearly releases. So in 2025, is it going to continue to go older? Is it going to be younger? Is it going to be the same?
At some point, they're going to draw the line.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I love that they keep upping the ante. Yeah. But again, like, does that mean they're going to get to a certain point where, like, hey, you know what? This is over for a week.
I think they will, and I think they're going to use how well it sells. Honestly.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, as far as I know that 23 and 3, obviously, everyone went crazy for it because it was the first release, so everyone went crazy for it. Which a lot of people,
at the time, oldest Maker's Mark ever.
Exactly. Which a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to buy a bottle to collect. And I was like, oh, I only got a chance to buy one, and guess what? Sorry, guys, I opened and shared it, so I didn't collect it.
Good for you.
Yeah, but the 2024, I do know this was available on the shelf last
Interesting.
week.
Okay.
If you wanted, but I think it was, but again, California 200. I was like plus tax.
So I was going to say, is it the same price?
I think I double checked, but I think retail went up to 180. But I paid 200. Okay. Because again, California, everything's always more than retail. Yeah. So
I mean, I think it's obviously a limited release. It's a special edition. I'm okay paying that. Yes. Like, I mean, you guys know, like, normally, like my everyday drinkers are well below that. But for a certain special bottle, I will do that. And I just said on Joe's stream, actually, he asked me, like, what are your plans for the channel, or like your plans for the next year? I said I want to buy more of these like limited release bottles, the ones that I pass up all the time. Like, oh, well, that's too expensive. I have a whiskey channel and I have Patreon that actually helps support me buying these things. So I'm going to commit this year to use, not to say I've always used the money from Patreon for that, but specifically not get all frugal and like, oh, that's too expensive. I'm like, no, I'm gonna buy it for the channel, and we're gonna try it out. So
good for you. Well, let me.
And I will share with Brandon when he's over.
And let me know if you're looking for anything, because like I said, I have an in with a guy that can get me some of this stuff. So if you're looking for anything particular, let me know and I can get it for you. But again, it's California pricing, so it's not going to be cheap. But at least we can talk about it.
Yeah, and that's what drives me to lead you to Patreon. Hey, you guys can support the channel for as little as $2 a month. It does actually help out. There's actually so many tiers that you guys can get involved with. We do a movie night for the $5 tier. We do an after party hangout for the $10 tier. And if you are generous enough to join us at the $50 tier, I do a monthly sample tasting that we do on Discord. We hang out. We taste through some samples that I provide to you. If y'all are interested, patreon.com/.
Jesus, Cliffy.
I was reading Tony's. He said, I want a Patreon, so I was confused.
What is a Patreon?
But yeah, patreon.com/bourbon bites. You guys can support the channel. Like I said, for as whatever you can afford and whatever appeals to you, I appreciate all of you.
Hey,
speaking of which,
we were just talking about you.
Yeah, we were. So
what is it? Chad or is it Sarah?
Chad or Sarah. So good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy Saturday.
New Year, guys. To both of you.
Yeah, we were talking about Bourbon on the Banks because you went last year, and I
don't know if you guys remember or not, but hello.
So yeah, I'm trying to plan out my trips this year. I'd love to go to a Bourbon on the Banks this year. Yeah, still in the early phases of figuring out what I'm doing, but would absolutely love to see you guys there and see whoever else is there. So
hey Chad.
Chat at the moment.
What's up, bud? Either way, I will be there at Bourbon on the Banks.
You go pretty regularly. So for as little as a buck a month, you can help a donut. Oh, that's Tony.
I was like, is that inside joke?
Tony,
like, do Tony. I not get it?
He's trying to start his own Patreon apparently.
For $1?
That's Tony. Hey.
Well, that's what I said, $1 a month.
Mine's $2. Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah. See, Chad says you got to come too.
You gotta come. Yeah. No, I almost went last year. I almost had a booth last year. Fun fact: I was gonna have a little arcade booth.
Spoiler alert: Chad and Sarah have a booth. It's in the same location every year.
Well, I figured they had a booth, but I was gonna
cool.
I was gonna have an arcade booth there last year, and I had planned it. I was working with the creators of the festival, and I just logistically just couldn't. It was like a last minute thing. I'm like, I'm coming all the way from California, so. Maybe next year I may reach out to Chad.
You gotta just come and just hang out with us and check out the experience for yourself. And then you can talk to Chad and whatever.
Yeah, but I was gonna have like a whiskey arcade kind of thing. That's always kind of been my dream to like have.
Honestly, that would honestly be pretty cool. Like to get your name out there.
Yeah. So, but I
bring your merch.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have any more merch.
Okay.
But
I'll run the merch tent for you. I'll pull a Swan. I'll run the merch tent.
Oh, you'll be like Swan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. You committed. You can't walk around. You have to do.
I'm gonna be there, so I know what you're talking about. I have no problem working it. That's fine.
All right, we got one more to try. Okay, my honest opinion, I think the 24 is better.
That's that's what most people go to.
Do you feel the same?
I like them for different reasons. I'm undecided, honestly. It depends on the night, depends on the mood I'm in. But again, it follows the same line of: is it too expensive for makers? Yes, it is. But guess what? I'm not upset that I bought the bottle because I get to share it and enjoy it. So that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's drastically better where I would like crap on the 2023. I would have been happy to have bought both of them like you did, and I would have been like, wow, like you said, it evolved. Like, oh, this is older. We'll see what they do in 25. Will they do an older release? Will they maybe age it a little less or more in the cellar?
And I forgot to tell you, I didn't bring it with me. I'll have to bring it next time, or I'll send you pictures. I did not get it for 23, but I did get it for 24. So when you get a bottle, depending on how you get it, they do actually send you a pamphlet and tell you where the barrels were aged in both the Rick House and the Cellar age. Tells you how many barrels are in the. It tells you all the information for the actual particular blend.
That's awesome.
So remind me, I'll post pictures in the Discord probably tomorrow. I'll post pictures because I do have the 2024 one. I did not get the 23, but I do have the 24 one.
Gotcha.
So I was gonna post that for everybody. So watch this clip.
If you are not part of our Discord server, why not? It's a great community of whiskey loving friends. Here's the link right here. Everyone's welcome to join. Of course, Patreon. Because access to some exclusive rooms like our VIP lounge and our private hangout. But we'd love to see more of you guys there. Bradley's a member of our Discord.
What's up, Brad?
What's up, Brad? How's it going, man?
Good. Are you working tonight, Brad, or are you at home? Because you said you might go into work tonight, so.
So we got one more to try tonight. This is the Maker's Mark, the Heart release. Now this is a bottle that I had myself. This one was readily available. I would say.
It was. To be fair, it is very ready. These newer ones are more readily available than the older ones. I don't know if it's because they're doing more bottles for the releases or what the deal is, but
it's a whole new label, like you said. Like it's like the wood finishing series we talked about earlier which someone made the comment about the folks behind it have left the company.
Different bottle design, which they want the Cellar Age bottle design, which I think, again, I love the bottle design, honestly.
So this is the Heart release. This is finished with 10 virgin oak staves. Now remember, the BEP was 10 toasted oak staves.
Virgin toasted oak staves.
Oh, that's even more confusing. Okay.
I was thinking the same thing when you said that.
Okay,
like,
so
right.
so these are not toasted, at least based on this info. No, they are.
They are.
Wow, wait, why?
I literally just noticed. Honestly, I didn't notice that until now.
What is the difference? I'm very confused.
The proof?
This one is 112 proof.
Instead of 109.
109.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay. I see people have opinions.
Yes.
And I'm not judging, but I loved in the past how every one of these wood finishing series was unique and it was something different and fun.
I agree. And from memory, actually, I'll wait until the end after we.
Yeah, let's taste it. Yeah. This is a June 2024 release.
Yes, but it also does say volume 1 of 5. So
I take that.
Ones? Yes, they have a second release. I forget what it's called, but they do have a second release for this year. I have seen it at Costco.
Okay.
I think it's like $60 or $65 at Costco.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
I didn't notice.
I after trying that one, I was like, I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit.
Okay.
Now it's kind of like back to like the light. I get like light fruit.
Very much brighter.
Yeah.
It's a brighter whiskey for sure. I mean, obviously it's younger. Like
yes.
again, we're taking it a step. We all honestly maybe should have tried this next to the BEP versus the.
I mean, to be fair, you still.
Well,
I
still
was gonna say that's why I lined up this way. So.
Oh wait, I actually still have some. Wow, it's like almost like I have a whiskey channel. I can try things side by side. All right.
I honestly now going with these two, I get more toasted on the BEP than on the Heart.
Yeah, I mean this one's you poured it relatively a good time ago.
Yeah.
The BEP's obviously been poured the longest.
Yeah.
There's way more of that sweet toasty element on the BEP.
I'm almost getting like the toasted marshmallow, like
on the BEP.
Yeah,
me too.
I love it. Now I'm starting to like love the nose on that.
To me,
maybe it just needs a while.
The Heart is giving me that young green oak note that I'm not the biggest fan of. Sometimes I get that on toasted. It's very rare, but it's like it's a note that I first discovered with young whiskey aged in small barrels. There's like a note that like a green wood to me. I love an older oak. Yeah. This has a little bit of that hint of that green oak to me. Oh, that's on the nose alone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Good call, Sean. Good call, Sean. So it's American oak versus French oak.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, see, so that's French oak. That's American.
Thank you.
Good call.
Thank you for calling that out.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the Maker's 46 is also the toasted French oak staves.
Is it on Maker's 46 and cask strength 46, or is it just the cask strength?
Both of them should have the same staves.
Okay.
Are they not toasted? Oh man, I don't.
Do you have?
I don't have the 46 cask strength. I do love that bottle.
I was like, I've never owned a bottle of that. I'm like, crap. Now I'm kind of curious. Like,
someone in the chat that's more educated than us, let us know. Are the Maker's 46 cask strength, is that also toasted French oak staves, or is it just
American oak, or is it just toasted oak?
No, it's definitely French oak. I know that for sure. It's French oak, but I don't know if it's toasted or not. That's the only difference.
I gotcha. Yeah, but I'm back to like, what's that cherry note again?
That we got on like the earlier.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. Cheers, y'all. Thank you again.
Thank you guys for joining us. We got 16 in the chat. That's awesome for a Saturday night.
Oh, peanut butter? That's different.
Nutty.
It's very different than the others. Wow. Okay.
It honestly reminds me of the 23 Cellar Age where the finish is all spice. Like I get spice going on like the back of my palate.
To me, we both said nutty. That was funny.
I know. Well, I get more of the toasted on the finish. Like right now, I'm getting like that toasted bourbon that I was getting the nose on the 23, the BEP. I get on the palate on the Heart. Like toast. Man,
I like it, but it's so different. Like
I'm the same way. But at least the good thing is, again, retail. I don't know for the rest of you guys. Like
I didn't pay that much for the Heart.
You can get that for $55 at Costco.
I probably paid a little more than that, but yeah, 65-ish. Yeah,
but that's why I'm like. But again, for $55, like it's honestly pretty good because regular Maker's cask strength is 40, 45. Well, I also bought Maker's cask strength forever.
My hack for Maker's cask strength, by the way, if you guys have a Costco, the hack for the Maker's cask strength is get it in the 375 bottles because these hit Costco very frequently for around $15 to $17 for these. But if you get two of them, it's like basically it's $30.
And you didn't tell me about this deal. I see how it is. This guy hooking them up and come on.
No, but like these for me pop up at Costco quite frequently for that price, and I'm like,
okay, well you need to text me next time they pop up because I haven't seen them on my Costco. I don't know what Costco you go to. You go up here in LA, we in OC, baby.
Yeah. So, but that's my deal. I like I like the heart release, but it doesn't taste like a Maker's to me.
I'm almost getting like, I was gonna say potpourri, but let's shout out Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
Tammy.
Thank
Clifton
you very
and
much.
brandy equals magic. Oh well, thank you.
If you guys want to see us more often, let Cliffy know. We can get this scheduled.
I mean, he can come up anytime. Y'all know he can. He's happy to join. Yeah, it just sucks. Like I wish you could come on Thursdays.
Yeah, I was gonna say with work and everything, but
yeah.
Still.
And then Chad said, "Happy New Year to everyone." Yes,
Happy New Year, Chad. Thank you.
Cheers to you guys. Hope to see you guys next year. I saw y'all this year at New Orleans Bourbon Festival. I don't know if I'm going this year. By the way, let me know, Chad and Sarah, if y'all are going to New Orleans Bourbon Festival. I've heard a few people have asked me if I'm going, and I'm like, I wasn't planning on it, but if enough people go, then maybe I'll think about it. We'll see. But we're still deciding. Again, still figuring out our travel plans for the year.
Definitely.
Big things are coming in 2025 too. It's Bourbon Night. Oh, interesting.
Very cool.
I'm
excited to see what's going on.
I don't know, but I'm excited. Yeah. Brian said it's hard to beat the Maker's 46 cast strength. Full French oak staves is really good. I prefer that over most private selects.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know about you. I've gotten burnt out on the private selects. I haven't bought a new one in a long time.
The price has gone up.
Yeah. It's 80, 85 out here.
I used to get so excited when I saw that a store had a private select pick.
Yeah.
And I would always buy it because they're all so unique and different.
Mm-hmm.
But once the price went up, I feel like I stopped buying.
That's what I'm saying. I honestly haven't bought one in a couple years. So I don't mean, you guys tell me if that's how you guys feel about it, but I'm all over the place with those.
Tammy said much better than Mama Tammy drinks vodka for super chats. Oh, I remember that.
I do not drink vodka. That's my wife. I don't drink vodka. Sorry.
And Doug is going to the New Orleans Bourbon Fest this year. Awesome.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
By the way,
there you go.
Tammy says, no, Tammy, we appreciate
it. No, you guys are good. We're just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah. No, I'd love to go back to New Orleans. And speaking of New Orleans again, thoughts for all the family out there that were affected by the act of terrorism apparently that happened. Super, super sad. And people just enjoying life and celebrating the new year. It's really, it's a bummer. But I do hope to come back and support the city very, very soon.
My toasted marshmallow kind of went away.
On the 2023?
Yeah. I'm almost getting that young grain on the heart release on the nose.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like now I'm kind of going back and forth. Like, at least
you're gonna change all your opinions.
But at least we know that, at least to be in all honesty, the cellar aged, you can tell there's a difference between with the price versus the cheaper products. Honestly,
Yeah. No, worth it. Absolutely. It tastes like a premium product.
Yeah.
I've honestly been rooting for Maker's Mark because I feel like the wood finishing series, not that it's like a master's keep, right? Like it's not of that level, but it's kind of been like an elevated version of it. Mm-hmm. I think with the cellar age, they're like, let's take it a step up. Let's go even further up. Let's make this like a master's keep, right? Yeah. And I think this is on par.
And honestly, as far as I know, I don't think there's any other distiller that even has a quote unquote cellar age.
It's
like Maker's did, because obviously they started that when they started doing the wood finishing series.
Well, not just that, but the fact that it's just older Maker's Mark. Like you never see that. Like
I know we go back. I don't know if you've been in our conversations. I've talked to a few people about it. That everyone loved the Japanese release. I think it was like 10 years ago. It was a black label Maker's Mark.
I've seen it.
It was regular Maker's Mark, but it was aged like 10 or 12 years. Something ridiculous.
Was that the one where they changed the label where it didn't say whiskey, it said bourbon?
I think so, but it was a black label. That's all I know is a black label, and everyone went back crack crazy for it. I was like, again, that's what everybody wants from Maker is just longer age. Yeah. They're like, don't change anything else, just age it longer. That's all they want. And I'm like, give the people what they want.
Well, it just opens up the debate because a lot of people that are buying Maker's Mark want our bars. Like it's such a standard shelfer.
Yep.
It's like how much money is there in premium whiskey? And now we know there's a lot of money in the industry, but for Maker's Mark with the amount that they're putting out, the only thing that would make me question that is like look at Jack Daniels. They also put out so much product, especially for bars.
I guess my thing is that okay, you've done for the premium products with the cellar age. Why can't you do a premium, extra, almost like Jim Beam, extra aged Maker's Mark?
I would be here
and
for
double
it.
the price, meaning like instead of $40, make it $80. But guess what? It's aged 12 years or whatever, and put an age statement on it and call it a day. I guarantee you, all of us would buy it.
I would buy it.
I would buy it too in a heartbeat. Like, come on.
Doug from
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate
Happy
it.
New Year's, everyone. New Orleans is not shutting down. Oh, that's great to hear. Yes,
good to hear.
City has so much culture and life, and oh my god, some of the best food I've had. That was my first time in New Orleans there last year, and it was so great to celebrate with you, Doug, and Chad and Sarah and everyone. So, and Todd as well. So, we'll see. If I don't make it to New Orleans, I'll definitely try to make it out to Bourbon on the Banks in Frankfurt. So,
everyone can message me. I'll be there.
Brian said we probably won't do New Orleans this year, and we'll probably be out of the normal September Vegas trip since the daughter is getting married.
Woohoo! Congratulations.
But, yes, congratulations. But we'll be down to Kentucky at least a few times over the year. So,
okay. Brian, Bourbon Banks, right? Be there, be square. Look at even Chad says. Join us.
Let us know.
Join us. Join us.
Awesome. Well, I think. Do we have any final thoughts on these? I like the Heart release. I think I prefer it over the BEP.
Okay, let's see.
Do you not?
I could be persuaded.
I'm not trying to persuade you. Have your own opinion.
I will, because at first on the BEP, I almost got like that toasted marshmallow. I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, and now it kind of went away.
Because you like that note.
I like that note.
I got it on the 23, the Cellar Age 23, not the BEP.
And it's funny because I get on the 24 Cellar Age, not the 23, the toasted marshmallow. But honestly, I think the BEP and the Heart are honestly they're neck and neck. Like they're similar.
Yes.
I think they're similar enough
that's exactly what I was about to say. Yes, they are very much on par. You'll be happy to get either of those two. Those are the wood finishing series. But if you want to take the leap to Cellar Aged, I think these are drastically different enough that I think the price increase is worth it to try.
Yes, I was gonna say, to be fair, it's like all the other whiskey tubers. Try before you buy. Yeah. Find a bar, find a friend, try it, and see if it's worth the price.
And let's say you can't, right? Let's say you happen to see a Cellar Age on the shelf for retail or close to it. I don't think you'll be disappointed to buy it and give it a try.
If you're a Maker's Mark fan, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
It will be really good Makers. Yes, the price hurts a little bit, but it'll still be very, very good.
Exactly. You're not going to be upset that you bought. Now, don't go buy like the whole shelf's worth and then you're disappointed. But like buy a bottle, share it with friends like you've done. Like thank you again, Brendan, for bringing these over.
Of course.
I had a great time. I loved everything except the standard Maker's Mark as always.
To be fair, you know me, I'm a sweet guy. Guess what? Makers and Coke. That's all. That's literally my Makers and Coke. That's it.
Awesome. So, well, thank you all so much for watching on a Saturday. I appreciate you stopping in. I know these are like random. I can't plan them as much. It's more of like when Brandon's like, "Hey, I'm coming over." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So thank you all. If you want to see more, leave a comment below. Let us know what you guys want to see us do together. Yeah, it's always nice to have someone else on the channel and like, of course, our opinions. We don't always align on things, which is great. I love having.
That's what it's about. It's having a debate, having this back and forth with what we're drinking. Yeah,
so it's super fun. Like I said, join the Patreon if you want to support the channel. Join the Discord if you want a great whiskey community. But most of all, hit the like button. I don't know what's going on.
It's your outro, not mine.
Yeah, no, that was not an outro. But
okay, I'm just here to drink whiskey.
This Thursday, again, all of the Booker's 2024 batches, I will have them in hand. I'm very, very excited to do a flight of all four of them, especially the Jimmy's batch, which is just like is a tribute to Jimmy Russell, who we all know and love here on the channel. So. Should be fun. Tune in this Thursday. Otherwise, check out all these other amazing channels here in the chat. Of course, it's Bourbonite. Check out Taste and Sensibility. Sorry, I'm
getting too excited.
Yes. 4-Leaf Whiskey, of course, and all the other Prescription Bourbon, all the other great channels here.
Bourbonite, Chad.
Yes, and
Patrick. Hello.
Patrick's here as well.
We'll see you this year.
Yes, we'll see Patrick sometime soon. So, cheers, y'all. Happy weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go out, celebrate, drive, drink safe. And we're going to go walk to a brewery or something, but we're walking, so it's all good. Yeah. All right. Cheers, y'all. And I'll see you on Thursday.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Bye.